overwhelms, unfortunately, what some people would have thought about Nigeria. And that's the truth. So image matters, and we must work at it. We must ensure that we live up to the expectations of the world that respects us so much. Nigerians are respected everywhere they are, and the world recognizes that for us. Corruption. Corruption is not a Nigerian. Corruption is an alien citizen to Nigeria. Well, it can be global, but here we are. The point is, we all know that corruption is evil, it is toxic, it is destroying our country. Now, the thing about corruption really is it is not left only to government. And we should not think of dealing with corruption as a government problem. I mean, this is, something from a sociological theory. Let me just explain it a little bit. In a society where people have a consciousness of being people who are helpless, that's the kind of society where they attribute everything to government. And they say, it's government that is refusing to do its job. Now, in our society, think what it is. We are very, very conscious of moral values. Omoluabi, for instance. We want, people to be responsible and so on. If we all live up to those things that we know, we'll be dealing with corruption. Naming and shaming, this is part of our responsibility. And I'm happy the Democrat has said it. It's not only about tanks, it's also about our ability to speak truth to power. Now, all the people who do wrong in our midst, we must become soldiers of the anti-corruption crusade. We cannot leave that to government. Government is not able to do anything. Government is not coming from outer space filled with angels that cannot be corrupt. All expected to do, we should do. Thank you, Excellency. Thank you for the opportunity. Yes, I have. Yeah. For the Democrat, that Lagos is the headquarters of Nigeria's democracy and democratization. So you have simply just reenacted, what we said. Now, tanks, I'm not going to speak for to be protected. And whether we like it or not, those things must exist. It is not to scare people. It is not necessarily to cordons don't come after you. They would not come after you at all. But we need to protect our...
My service commanders, let me publicly also thank all of them that are here, that are doing a great, great, great job in Lagos. These men were still together yesterday morning, and there were things that they passed on to me. I want to continue to thank you. They work collaboratively. For us, it really doesn't matter what color of uniform you are wearing. They all work together, and you will never see any division among them. They collaborate and they engage, in a way and manner where, security, of the state is paramount. But beyond that, in terms of architecture, we're still being advocating for state police, which we also still believe will help us be able to put more resources, into the Lagos, police architecture, right? The Commissioner of Police today knows that we're working together. Boy, is Nigerian Police Force, Lagos State Police Command, so yeah, it's just in command. But you can imagine if it is, funded, resourced by Lagos State. What it means is that is 27,000 men or so. I can actually, put additional 10,000 there, and ensure that, like we go to other parts of the world, we go to Dubai, we see them, they are there. Policing is also important, not for anybody to be scared, but it's a mental thing, and people, it's just to deter people. And so we can double the thing, and the architecture will certainly, change. And it's all about information. What they rely on most is information, is intelligence. So they'll be able to nib a lot of things, and there's so many things they are doing that we don't even know. You will never even hear about. Yesterday when they came to me, there's some things that you will just, me alone, will just deal with it, and the citizens, it doesn't concern. And that's how it is. And I want to assure you, Dr. Banere, that we'll continue to to ensure that we keep this place safe, secure. And to my Democrats, you know, like I said, it will never be in any form to absorb or to reduce, you know, democratic, you know, promises that we've given. It's really just around proactiveness. You know, it's like having in Ebutemeta, having an RRS station by Redemption or by, you know, by Ebutemeta West. It's because, you know, if there's a need for them to respond to something, in 5 minutes, they will be able to rest, and it's not to move from their hand. So that's the architecture we're talking, the ability to be able to deploy, to respond, and to anticipate, you know. So we're together. I think the final question is from my... No. Actually, prone is a water prone. When I gave you the demography of Lagos and I said 1/3 of Lagos is water, it's not just a flimsy statement. When 1/3, 33% of who you are surrounded by water. Even without not doing it, even without the rain, just because you are surrounded with that water, there'll be in and out of. This needs to have a time in which, when you think that there's a flood. But I tell you, even when you go back home now, the flood will visit. You know, it will come, it will be flash flood.
As far back as 1930, the great British economist, John Maynard Keynes, was projecting to what will be happening by the year 2000. And the thing came to pass, dominating others, which they succeeded in doing. But with this, our own projection into 2030, without delinking fundamentally from the Western paradigm of development, how do we fundamentally address it without any... Thank you.
To present the papers today, but because he has brought a sitting governor to come here today. Because what it does then gives all of us opportunity, the citizenry, to talk one-on-one with our governor, to tell him about our aspirations, our areas of concern, so that he will not gather dust on the table. He will go back to his office, and we are sure actions will be taken. So please invite many more governors, that if you still have a few years to go, months to go in the year, and you know we can do it, so that they can, you know. And then I'd just like to add to what was said earlier on. Young people today are brilliant. They're not waiting for government to empower them. They have their own ideas, developing these ideas. But what we should do, what government should do, is provide platforms. Let's have a lot of sensitization where they can find those platforms. They will come to you and they will fly and they will do the work of government. They will go out there and conquer the world if you give them a hand to lift them up, to actualize those dreams, those thoughts. I just thought that I would like to add my voice to support the young people.
Thank you. That's the first question. I dream that one day Lagos will be the Houston of Africa. Second one, marine hub of Africa. Pre-colonial, I'm a son of a scholar, of an historian. Pre-colonial history says that Ejirin, Boko kan oba rejirin, Egbegberun alo. What is saying is the marine transportation hub, and that's where the Jebus sell textile and made all their money. The third comment will be, sir, you are doing so much, but you are not selling the story. We need to hear you more, sir. For example, we need to hear you more. For example, inflation as of today is 20.2. The fifth successful drop in inflation as a fact. But nobody is talking about that. Crude oil theft has dropped to 9,000 BOPD, the lowest in 10 years. Nobody is talking about it. Sir, we want to hear more from you, sir.
Thank you. Of logs and also. People have just moved on. You thought they just moved overnight? That is 10 years of hard work. Guess where they are? They are in Ejirin. In Ejirin now is a whole new town. We built over 800 houses for them. We're giving them 450 free. We're building shops for them. We're building markets for them in Ejiri, where he had mentioned. So we've built the entire, logs hub for them. So all of the logging, all of the sawmilling that you used to, is there. All of the sawmilling, we moved it to Ejiri. So Ejiri is actually a bubbling, town now. It's a bubbling city, all conversation for movement. And nobody was able to, but to the glory of God, they were able to complete all of those development, build houses for them, moved, and that's why there was not one single incident. So that entire Okubaba, if you are driving, if you are just have a look at it, you see that there is nothing there. It's all, and we're going to regenerate that entire place. We're taking our time. We're going to excavate and regenerate, and so it's a new. So you have a brand new Okokon region, Okotin Lobensin. It's back. Thank you. Prof will answer it. It's too complex.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Now, well, Jimo, I think, Comrade Jimo, you've raised a very important point, which we must all take home to ponder upon. Now, you've talked about the nature of global power, the fact that it's hegemonic. You're asking, is it time to delink? Yes, indeed, there was the school of now current global setting, complementary interconnectivities. The linkage is no longer a realistic, option. The way I think we need to go, and this is correct, is every global actor needs to strengthen its own terrain and become stronger. So if we, for instance, can reap the benefits of the critical minerals that we have, look at the technology that we are in the forefront of, think of the things that make Lagos a Silicon Valley, a Silicon Valley. Those are the kinds of things, that we're talking about. Who would ever have thought that Nigeria, that exported crude all the time, would now begin to import crude? Think of it. Right. In a delinked world, that is, is impossible. So we are interdependent, and globalization really suggests and means that in reality, the linkage, is no longer as attractive as it appeared. Today we talk about strategic autonomy. We must become strategically autonomous and must be able to say we want self-determined. Thank you, Excellency.
Thank you, DG. Thank you. So that there can be strength. Thank you, Excellency. Massive session that Prince Julia Adelusi said, we can do it. We will do it. And I quote, Nigeria has everything it takes to be a world power. We fought and conquered much in our history. We survived a civil war, survived several coups d'etats, pushed ahead to entrench democracy. Most recently, with Lagos being the epicenter of the pandemic, unquote, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, we want to live here. We want to live here with unrestrained audacity to perform and bring Lagos as the epicenter to begin to see, unquote, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, Lagos State Governor. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Would you please...
Talking of what we want to give to you, we know you read so much. And we have heard from the grapevine that even in the wee hours of the morning, you are still reading. So we'll just add more to the reading through this one. Thank you. Thank you. Somebody will pick this for you. And then we have the plaque. Thanking you for being our guest lecturer today. Thank you very much. Thank you, Your Excellency. And we have this, before they are done, your office, the logo of the NIA. Yes, bring the certificate.